Welcome to the Genuinely You podcast channel, which is packed with advice and tips on how to live your life with purpose. Do you wish you felt happy and fulfilled? Are you feeling stuck, wishing things could be better? Are you ready to take some action and create the life you want? To start living an empowered life, you need to recognize and make full use of the power and freedom that comes from being genuinely you. Your host is Gina Gardner, a #1 best-selling author whose whole life has been about supporting people to achieve personal empowerment, helping people just like you recognize that they can.
Internal chatter and mindfulness. How much time do you spend listening to that voice in your head? The voice that says, oh, you shouldn't have done that, or you should do this, you mustn't, you must, if only. That internal chatter can be really destructive. It can add to your sense of stress and it can add to your being anxious. It's not very helpful. And one of the things that we're going to talk about today is how to silence that chatter, or at least to muffle it. Think about all of those messages that you get in your head on a regular basis. It's quite useful to start writing them down, not because you want to dwell on them, but because you want to see where they're coming from. I find it fascinating how often clients, when they do that, talk about, but it's not my chatter. What I'm hearing is my mum or a teacher, somebody that taught me 40 years ago. The shoulds and the shouldn'ts don't help. If you're going to do something, do it because you choose to. And if you don't want to, or you don't think it's appropriate, then let it go. For some people, it's as simple as having a dial or a lever, and that dial or lever being calibrated from 1 to 10. 10 is the chatter is really loud, and 1 is the chatter is turned off. And some people find it just easy to pull the lever or to turn the dial and to actually shut that chatter up. For others, it's about saying to your unconscious mind, this isn't helpful, be quiet. And I have clients who are very unladylike in terms of the way they speak to that voice in their head and tell it to shut the hell up. Another strategy that works for internal chatter and actually has a value of its own is that of this mindfulness exercise. And I'm going to talk you through the exercise in real time. And doing it once or twice a day can be really helpful. Finding the time is important. In fact, I was working with a client this morning and we talked about using this mindfulness exercise because she finds it very difficult to find time for herself. So it has lots of applications, but it's particularly useful when you've got mind chatter. So you can do this exercise anytime when it's safe to close your eyes. Find somewhere quiet and sit down. Close your eyes. Ideally, don't cross your legs. Have your legs uncrossed and your feet firmly on the ground. And I want you to, in turn, think about the world as it is in that moment, using each of your senses. So close your eyes. Take some gentle, deep breaths. Allow yourself to settle. What can you hear? Tune into the sounds around you. Tune into the sound in the background of this video. Feel the surface of the chair behind you. Feel the bottom of your trousers, your skirt against the seat. Be aware of how your feet feel in your shoes. Wriggle your toes and feel the shoes or your tights or socks against your toes. If you're outside, can you feel the sun or the wind? If you're inside, is there air conditioning or heating that you're aware of? Feel your clothes on your skin. Is there anything you can smell? Allow your sense of smell to have total and utter control over the next minute. What can you taste? Open your eyes. Without moving your head about, what can you see? Take in the colours and the textures, the shapes and perspective. Are there shadows? Can you see natural light? Just allow your sense of sight to take in everything it can see while you hold your head easily. Don't strain, but you don't need to be looking around the room. In that couple of minutes that it takes to be mindful, to live totally and utterly in the moment, it will calm that internal chatter, because while you're focusing on what you can see, hear, feel, taste and smell, there is no room for that internal chatter. Try this at least a couple of times a day, and if you've got time, even more. Being mindful, being in the moment is really, really helpful in terms of stilling that sense of anxiety. Another way of being mindful is to take one square of chocolate. Make it a good chocolate, something that you really enjoy. And I want you to take that square of chocolate and in the first instance just lick a corner. Really savour the flavour and the texture. Spend 2 or 3 minutes really focusing on that piece of chocolate. Just allow yourself to lick it, and when you finally take it in your mouth, to then allow the heat of your body to melt it, and be absolutely focused on what that does in terms of the sensation within your body. Just block out everything else and focus on that piece of chocolate. Try these. I'd love to know how you get on. They work if you use them. They don't work if you don't. Now please let me just say, this is not about eating blocks and blocks and blocks of chocolate. Nice though that might be, that just causes another problem. This is about really focusing on one small square. Have some fun with it. Good luck, and I look forward to meeting you on another video.
You've just been listening to another great Genuinely You podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Genuinely You is a culmination of Gina's work, spanning over 30 years, of helping people learn what makes them feel happy and truly fulfilled, and how to achieve it. Please visit genuinely-you.com today to find out more.